Well, nothing happened on New Year's Eve, and today would be New Year's Day. I had the tiger, you're the tiger, completely eliminated. Never met anything. Like, what? Oh, no, but what are you gonna do? Um, LSU, the right eye of the tiger, midfield, meaningless. So it's now the year of the rabbit. I picked goat. Sure, the girl had a tiger on her back, but she could be just simply representing Angelina Jolie, who has a tiger tattoo on her back, which really represents the United Nations as they're striving for peace, and it's not working, and World War III begins. I don't know. So, what we really have to focus on, I guess, with I Pet Goat, if you go back and look at the clue again, the exit in red over Trump, year of the rabbit, it all kind of lights up at the same time. And she, Lily, represents the corona. When Trump said he had the corona, uh, per the transfer portal on October 2nd, 2020, it transfer portaled over to the exact 465 days in both directions to the total solar eclipse. And that's either the abomination of desolation or when he's going to go down or when he would rise from going down. Or the eclipse kicks off him going down, as if the dropping of the apple and it rolling is a counter. Like you count the squares or you count something. But it seems like he's already down with the depressed look, right? So let's go back to the transfer portal for a second. Now, if you go up 388, you land on February 2nd. If you go up 386, it's January 31st, 131, or 311. Like what we did there. So going down on a Tuesday and rising on a Thursday is not out of possibility, because January 31st is 311, is the 31st day of the first month. That's how they write it in most countries. It's 311 2023 or 311 23. If you subtract it through the portal, it takes you to December 20th. Hmm. 1220, 1, 2, 2. Okay. And if you made it to 388, the rising day, it's December 18th, which is 121 Antichrist, along with, as it fuses in with the 18, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6. Okay. I get that. We get that. So your transfer portal kind of sort of points at that. My personal cipher definitely points at February, him going down February 2nd, which was the 86ing of the 88, and him rising on the 4th. And the thing about the 4th is that's the next time for my Mayday friend and myself to get that next 33rd progression. It's February 4th. And that anomaly was a very crazy anomaly. Trump and I's combined number. She turned that many days on March 11th. The first 5 digits, I mean, of Trump and I's combined number. 33 days later, I turned the amount of days old that the next 5 digits were. And then 33 days after that was a total lunar eclipse. So we started tracking every 33 days. And the next one is February 4th, which is a perfect 2 days after Groundhog Day. And a big reason that we like Groundhog Day is because on the marquee of the movie Groundhog Day, it said Heidi 2. And there was no Heidi 2. So it really means the sequel to 11/17, because the Heidi game was played on 11/17. And of course, Groundhog Day is on a Thursday. That would have him rising on a Saturday. But that's the marquee for Groundhog Day. When it said Heidi 2, it said Saturday, Sunday matinee. So it's a really big deal to focus on that personal. And remember, it was Alpine Theater, and the whole Alpine, the Alpine room was the big room in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And if it's always been about 86ing the 88, and Groundhog Day was my divorce date of when I 86 the 88, I guess we wouldn't be surprised at that point. And once it starts, I don't think we would care. Because it's pretty much every man for himself at that point, isn't it? But, it's just a cipher. Just like the 311 is for the 31st, and him rising on Groundhog Day. Rising from the 11/17. I don't know. 11/7 going down on Groundhog Day and rising on the 4th makes more sense, because he'd be coming up through that full moon of the 5th. You're like, well, you just said the 4th. The 4th, 5th, and 6th are fat moons. So theoretically speaking, he's coming up through a full moon, as he rises from the abyss spiritually. What else can we get ourselves into? And this is just kind of an overview. If you go to Groundhog Day, if I'm not mistaken, the 31st had good stuff. Really did. February 2nd has nothing. It has 3 items. And the 3rd has 5 items. All 8 have nothing to do with an eclipse. Now, does that mean that they don't bounce off any eclipses? I'm sure there's an eclipse of, the year 888. Probably a total solar lands right on this, right? Or the year 886. But we can't check all those eclipses, can we? So we know there's an eclipse that pretty much would account for any day. So I wouldn't get too caught up in that. The thing about February 2nd is it is the 33rd day of the year, with 332 left in the year. So you're coded 33, 33, and 32. So, I mean, Donnie Darko director's cuts in there. Skyfall's in there. Christopher Lloyd, who had the right eye wound in Back to the Future, he's in there. Inauguration of George H. Walker Bush, which is that election was what Donnie Dark was a half-baked theme. The Rising Day, you've got October 2nd, 1988 for Donnie Darko. That's when he rose in the movie. He did not die. There were two different Donnies in the movie. It's the twin Donnies. Donnie that got killed on October 2nd and Donnie that did not. So Election Day, 11/8/1988 is on February 4th. World War Z. Book of Revelation would be opened on that February 4th day. The 5th is also included. It's got a lot of interesting stuff. We went over the 7th the other day because of the 27th. I'll tell you, other items that are big are right in and around Valentine's Day. Other items that are big are February 20th for 220, which was an address that has seemed to do nothing but be a black hole. And it's a place I worked at. And somebody just quit there just the other day. And that people drop like flies at that place. So 220 is interesting. It is the 51st day of the year. It would have him rising on 2/22 of 2023. So there's a lot of twos in there. Going down on any of these days in February, they just, there's just all kind of possibilities. No sense on getting into it right now. It's too far off. But tomorrow, it's the only time I ever totaled a car. I was hydroplaning. Didn't really get charged for it or anything. Dad said the tires were bald. His fault, he said. I was in high school. And somebody born 2/21, 1967 with the number 82614. They have the same number progression I do. Their birthday comes to 42. 2 times 21, like mine, is 7 times 6. Comes to 42. I have 3 different things for tomorrow. Our big grid for tomorrow is not it's 2001: A Space Odyssey, Day of the Dead, 88 Tributes, Iceberg, Batman, Got more eclipses. American Pie recorded date is there for tomorrow if you include both dates. That would push the rising to the 24th, which is, it's got stuff. But I'm just sort of run aground. I'm super tired. I did not caffeinate today. It's my first day with no caffeine and all week. So I'm a little groggy. Watched various fake football, UFC. Bill Maher was interesting as they started talking about free will. We got free will, don't we? We had Bill Barr on Bill Maher clip, but it wasn't the part I was looking for. I'll go ahead and record it and upload it to Telling Truth 3. We had no comments. As you can see. And Trump's number times pi day comes to like 3 times 14 times 2023 times his 163464, which is his number because that's 6 times 14 times 1946. You get a 138, 888, 8222, 4. You get 5 8s in a row. And then 3 2s. You got your 222 coded. You got your 138 for dollar. It's interesting. But you know, none of this stuff's meant anything. There's only one day he can go down. There's a lot of days that have interesting numbers. What else? There was Trump times 2 times 4. That would be the rising day. If he goes down on Groundhog Day. 2 times 4 is 8. So to shorten it up, I've got 8 times 22. You know, it's 2 times 4 times 2023 times Trump's number. You got Candy and I's combined number, first 4 digits, 4550. You also have my Mayday friend's birthday, 501. But the best part is you got a 5501. That's how many days apart Trump and I are. We are 5501 days apart. And I don't know. That's my next wife's number, 64, as if there's my birthday or the number for Adam in Strong's Concordance. It's a day that's packed. That whole potential rising day. That's a killer number right there. It's just what is this here? If I can remember what this is, hang on. Oh, that's the initials UFC 283, which is what took place hours ago. And it's got 121 Antichrist fused with January 29th or December 9th. I don't think they would code something out that far from a UFC event. A movie like The Dark Knight Rises, you know, count those days and everything lasts forever. But so, you know, going down the 29th and rising on 3/11 or January 31st. That's potential. Right? Because that's what that's coding. UFC 283 is coding Antichrist 129. We could go down to 127 and rise as Antichrist on 129. Of course, he's not really the Antichrist. When is he officially the Antichrist? When he ascends from the bottomless pit. Yeah. It says the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit and goes into perdition. I kind of put 2 Bible verses together there. Sorry. But yeah, so it's not when he performs the abomination of desolation. That's the 666 event. So anyway, again, I have no real focus on any particular day, which is good. Wouldn't it just be amazing if I didn't get locked into a day? I will, because there's all kind of potential out there as we're looking at. There's today, Sunday. It's the Chinese New Year, per iPet Goat. Then you get into 123, which is on Mayday's bullseye with the 404 that we've shown you a million times. And then there's the movie theaters, the movie studios that are called A24 Entertainment Company, which could stand for 124. Right? So you could go down today, rise on 124. You got your A1, you know, A24 Entertainment. That's what it said for all along. Off we go. all these Dark Knight Rises, all their numbers are still right where you would think they would be. It's 5301 today, so you're in that 53 range. And the Dark Knight Rises that came out on the third day or 2 days later. Today now. Today, the Dark Knight Rises is 3838 with an 83 in the middle. Golly. That's just screaming to you that today's the day, isn't it? Just screaming to you. But there's all kind of screams, aren't there? And we all scream for ice cream. Anyway, love y'all.